So what is social selling and how do you measure it? Find out inside the video. Hey, it's Chia from Brand24, and this week we are going to take a look at social selling and show you just a couple of tips and tools that will help you measure and improve your overall effectiveness. But first, what is social selling and how is it different from social media marketing? So social selling is the process of finding and connecting with your potential customers through social media. This might sound really similar to social media marketing, and there are definitely a lot of areas where social selling and social marketing overlap. But the key difference between these processes is on the scale and in the way that you connect and build relationships. So for starters, social selling is about developing one-to-one relationships with a single individual or very small group of prospects, with sales being the long-term goal. Social media marketing, on the other hand, focuses on one-to-many communication with the express goal of increasing the reach of your message to find an even greater audience. And this is the basic difference in scale. Now, in terms of the process, social selling is a really big part of modern day lead generation and vice versa. And it's an essential part of nurturing your needs or building relationships and developing trust. It's a process that you can technically apply to any platform where you might find your prospects, but it tends to happen most naturally on sites like Twitter and LinkedIn, like where you're less likely to make anyone feel like you're intruding on their personal space. So there are four main aspects to social selling, and this includes knowing how to find your prospects, engaging them in a thoughtful way, connecting with them and building relationships with them, and also strengthening their trust in you through a strong personal brand. So LinkedIn has a really interesting free tool that helps you measure your aptitude for social selling, and you might have heard of it before. It's called the LinkedIn Social Selling Index. So this is a tool or calculator that takes those four factors that I just mentioned into consideration, and it gives you a score based on the effectiveness of your social selling activities. So I'm going to share a link to the LinkedIn Social Selling Index down below in the video description so you can check your own score. The Social Selling Index is specific to your activities on LinkedIn, but the skills that it measures can be applied to many platforms like Twitter. So for example, a super important part of social selling is finding the right people. On LinkedIn, this means knowing how to use LinkedIn's search tools to find relevant connections, such as people who have a particular job title or companies that might have a need for your product or service, things like that. And then you can connect with your prospects and follow those companies. So on Twitter, it looks a little different. To find the right people on Twitter, you want to be monitoring mentions of your business along with mentions of key industry terms. So for example, Brand24 was featured as a great social listening tool in the keynote, actually in a couple different keynotes during this year's Social Media Marketing World Conference. Even though we weren't tagged in this tweet about it, a response to the tweet mentioned a key industry term that we monitor, social listening. And this is how our partner program manager, Barbara, was able to track the buzz and just reach out and help a user who needed more information about social listening tools. This is a perfect example of engaging your prospects in a thoughtful way on Twitter. Just be helpful. Of course, LinkedIn is a different story. You've probably noticed that LinkedIn has undergone a series of changes lately. It's become a lot more social, and there are a lot more users who create and share content on the platform, and most of them are doing it in a way that builds thought leadership. And this applies to the best way to engage your prospects on LinkedIn. So you want to offer insight and contribute to the conversation in a really thoughtful way. Now, connecting with your prospects on both Twitter and LinkedIn is simple. So once you've identified your prospects on Twitter, you can follow them and engage with their content and gradually build rapport, like reach out to help them when you see an opportunity. Twitter lists and Twitter chats can also be really helpful in helping you stay organized and build relationships. Now on LinkedIn, you can connect with prospects by sending them an invitation to join their network or just follow them. So the beauty of social selling on Twitter and LinkedIn is that these are platforms where this feels really natural, and you have much less of a risk of making someone feel like you're intruding on their private space, as opposed to those other platforms where you can friend someone. Those platforms are a lot more personal, and your social selling strategies might not be appreciated there. So trust is something that is crucial in social selling, and it goes hand in hand with your personal brand. When you reach out to prospects and begin to build relationships with them, whether this is on Twitter or LinkedIn, you want to make sure that your profile presents you in the right light, along with the kind of content that you share. So this means having your prospect in mind. For LinkedIn, this could mean switching gears and updating your profile to relate to your potential customers instead of recruiters. And the same goes for Twitter. Like, try to have a complete profile, be active, and share content that's helpful. I mean, of course, there's a lot more to personal branding than this, but having a good profile is the bare minimum for social selling. Okay, so that is it for this week. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions or some cool tips on social selling to share, definitely let me know in the comment section below. And if you found this video helpful or interesting, feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to see even more videos like this one. All right, thanks so much for watching. Have a great one, and I will see you next time. Bye.